Hey everybody, welcome to the Invisible LFO. My name is James, and I wanted to talk to you about how I set up my last jam. I thought it was really fun putting it together, and I just wanted to talk about it real quick. So, first I want to talk about the drums. I actually sampled a techno kit into Bitbox Micro, and I have that being triggered by grids, and I was real frustrated with grids for a while because it seemed real boring, kind of sounding. But I was watching a Mylar Melodies video, and he mentioned, of course, that you should always be using your accents to give that drum some character. And I looked at my setup and I was like, I don't have any drum modules. I don't have any accents. Well, then I realized in the Bitbox there's a level control. You can control that with CV. So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking the LFO, or sorry, not the LFO, the accent, and I ran it into the Bitbox Micro, controlling the CV of the level. So kind of created a pseudo accent kind of modulation there, and it ended up working great. I thought it sounded good. Here, it kind of sounds like this here. I thought it turned out great. I was super surprised and real happy with it. Never actually got to use the accents before, and using it like this was a much better way of using the both modules together. After getting those triggers sent out over here, I have the audio being routed into a mono line out, and I'm sending that out to the effects side where I'm crushing the drums, giving it a real type of crushed. It sounds crushed. And then from there I have it going into Monsoon, where I'm giving it a little bit more of a rhythm. It adds a little bit more rhythm there, and the reverb, of course, as well. The reverb is great on there. I feel like I've barely scratched the surface on Monsoon, but just to kind of give you an idea of what the drums sound like before sending it all through that processing, and then after with all the effects and everything like that. So here, let me show you what that sounds like. So here, let me show you what it sounds like without everything first. It's like all that character was stripped away. It was just completely gone. Gosh, listening to the drums like this, it really makes me appreciate how much effects can really alter a character of a sound, and the drums and everything. It's pretty awesome. So let's take that away, and oh yeah, night and day difference. It sounds so much better. It's not aggressive is what it sounds like. Really aggressive. I love it. I love that sound. Yeah. So anyways, those are the drums there. And again, sampled from the MC 101. There's a bunch more sampling I want to bring over from the MC 101 and put into the Bitbox. I just haven't gotten around to it. Now for the voice on this, I have that being supplied by this Plates clone, Pleiades, I think is how you say it. And I have a trigger coming out of Pam's, and I also have CV coming out of there to control the volt per octave there. But I have the trigger going into Rainer, and Rainer is supplying an attack decay envelope to there, to plates. And then for the CV, you can have a wave coming from Pam's to provide that melody, and then of course using cross operations you can kind of create a sample and hold where it'll give you a little bit of a melody. But I find myself getting kind of bored with just like a triangle or a random random wave. So what I've been doing is I actually take 2 different waves, different timings on there, and I'll have them quantized or unquantized. I'll kind of go back and forth between that in the jam. And I have both of those being sent over to a CV mixer, where I'll take that and I'll put it into PAMs and have the wave coming from the mixer and Neo Trinity, and I'll have that going into PAMs to provide that as the sample and hold wave. And that kind of gives you the sound here. Now, like I said, I kind of go back and forth between quantized and unquantized. And let's see, I'll show you how that is. So that is a shift and a click on the clock there. Switch over to channel B. Notice I'm not even quantized right there. And this gives you a little bit more randomness, a lot more randomness. Like I said, I was getting kind of bored with the randomness, just a straight random wave. But with this setup here, I can have it be random and then boom, switch it to be quantized, and then it gives you a set pattern. If you don't like it, unquantize one of those waves, then quantize it. Boom, just like that. So real easy to get some interesting sounds out of Neo Trinity, supplying that as a sample and hold to PAMs. But aside from that, I just have this sound coming into Nautilus, and I'm using the beta firmware on Nautilus, which I cannot wait until they finally release that official firmware, because there's so much in this that I like. Not to mention, of course, the reverb that they've added in there, but just this way of working with this module to where you can adjust how the wet sound from Nautilus it comes out of there. I'm not sure if I can explain it right, but I really like the way they have the wet and dry input, how you can change that in was it Narwhal. But aside from that, yeah, this is pretty much all that's going on this patch. I just wanted to talk about it real quick, just because I really thought it was a good way of patching this up, especially with Neo Trinity and having PAMs doing most of the work here for playing. And of course, it's sending clock, and it's actually triggering another drum sound. This I think it's a crash. Let me see. Let's turn that back up. Yeah, I have that crash being triggered every once in a while. I think I have the probability set to like 75 there, and I have it like just triggering twice on a 16 grid pattern. But yeah. Anyways, if you found this useful, give me a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to see anything else, just let me know. Thanks so much. You guys take care.